I'm ready. Yep. Alright, counting. Okay, cool. 3, 2, 1, go. So, this is Shadow the Hedgehog. If you haven't played it before, it plays very similarly to the other Sonic Adventure games, except there's just the speed character. There's no, like, treasure hunting, there's no, like, team mechanics, there's just Shadow. And a lot of people like to say that this game is basically just Sonic with guns, and to be honest, it's a pretty fair comparison. We're going to be using guns a lot through the run, because a lot of the routing involves killing a lot of enemies, so we can get a certain ability called Chaos Control, and then use a glitch to basically skip the entire level. So, to start out, whenever we kill an alien in the level, our hero meter goes up, which is the meter on the top right. And whenever that gets filled up to the max, we can use Chaos Control. Now, normally, when you use Chaos Control, you just soar forward through the level for about, like, 10 seconds until the meter runs out. But we're going to be using a thing called Chaos Control glitch to basically make it last infinitely, or at least until the game forces us to stop Chaos Control. We do that by opening, and this happens if we open up the checkpoint menu and use Chaos Control glitch at the same time. So yeah, a lot of this is just me going around killing all these enemies. The guns are really helpful because they basically home in on enemies, the shots. So you see up here, I'm going to reach the checkpoint. There we go, there's Chaos Control glitch. Now this has a chance to crash the game, but there's not much we can really do to prevent it. So it's pretty much just luck whether it crashes or not. Okay, well cool, it didn't crash. So, that's the end of Westopolis. Coming up next is Glyphic Canyon. Glyphic Canyon is the first stage where we're going to be using special weapons. Now, every time you get an ending for this game, it unlocks one of the many special weapons, of which there are 6, and we're going to be using 5 of them in the run. And they always appear in the shadow boxes in each level. So in Glyphic Canyon, we're going to be using the Healing Cannon and the Egg Vacuum. The Healing Cannon heals enemies, and you may be thinking, why would you need to heal enemies? Well, as I said earlier, killing the aliens, the evil enemies, fills up your hero meter. But as well, if you heal the gun soldiers, the good enemies, it also fills your hero meter, which will allow us to get Chaos Control exactly when we want it. Then we're going to be using the Egg Vacuum, which, it basically just sucks in every enemy in its path. You'll see what it looks like. It's pretty powerful. The only reason we don't use it for every level in the game is because not every enemy gets sucked up by it. But at every level in this enemy is. Every enemy in this level is sucked in. That's what I mean to say. So yeah, up here we're gonna skip this booster pad because it's really slow. It makes you fall down really slowly to the ground, so we just spin dash past it. So here's the shadow box. I'm gonna pick up the healing cannon, kill these 2 guys, which is really hard to do because the cannons don't suck in, or they don't home in on enemies. And now I just have the egg, and as you see, it just sucks in everything in its path. So coming up next is what's called a spin dash high jump. So whenever you spin dash, you get a lot of horizontal speed momentum. So we're going to redirect all the momentum upwards with jumping off a slope in order to get a really high jump. You'll see this again later in the run, too.
Behold the ultimate power!
Not 100% run yet, but someone is doing a segmented one right now. Demolition. Anyway, so that's the end of this one. We're just going to Chaos Control glitch right to the end, and hopefully it doesn't crash. So the next 3 levels, we're not even going to use Chaos Control glitch, though we will be using Chaos Control. So we're going to be doing, the next level is Prison Island, we're going to be doing the Dark Mission. So this level has a mission-based structure, so each level has different objectives you can do, kind of like Team Chaotix and Sonic Heroes. The mission you do changes what stage you go to next. And we're doing Pure Dark, so we're going all the way doing the Darkmost route. We're going to the Darkmost ending stage. So, the Dark Mission of Gun Fortress involves, Okay, good. I thought the game crashed.
I take
The
orders
Dark
from
Mission
no
involves
one.
killing every gun soldier in the level. There are 40 gun soldiers you need to kill to beat the level, and there are 41 enemies. So you can miss one and you're still fine. And you may think, well, if we're going to kill that many enemies, how are we going to do that without slowing down? Well, it turns out that it really isn't that hard to do because all the enemies are in a straight line. And it really helps because of the special weapon we're going to be using in this level, the Omochao gun. The Omochao gun is the second most powerful gun in the game. It one-shots every level in this, not every enemy in the game, but in this stage in particular. As well, it bounces between enemies. So whenever it kills enemies, it can just find a new one, bounce to that one, then new one, kind of like a pinball, just back and forth. And it's really powerful. This is also like the hardest stage in the run, honestly. So a lot can go wrong.
Hey, Shadow.
This is Charmy, everyone's favorite character.
Vector told me that he wants me to find 5 top secret discs. But what's a top secret
What's a top secret disc? Anyway, so up here I'm gonna be getting on a vehicle, the air saucer. Oh, my ammo's pretty low. I need to be careful with that.
Try not to crash, okay? This thing is way too
So this lets us ride on the on the acid lake without taking any damage. Though later we're gonna walk on a different acid lake and we're not gonna be taking damage without it, and you'll see that soon.
jump in midair.
So up here we're gonna pick up the Omochao gun.
Even if it's only a little.
Picked up the wrong gun at first. That enemy right there is really hard to hit. So in this area, we're basically just going to be spamming a lot of shots, trying to get chaos control. There we go, there's chaos control. And we've gotten every gun soldier so far, which is good. There's a lot of them that are easy to hit. This entire section has no gun enemies, so it's completely, you can just completely skip it with chaos control. So up here, we're going to fill up the dark meter. Now, this would normally allow us to use Chaos Blast, but we don't need that. That's too slow. Instead, we're going to abuse the fact that whenever you fill up a meter, you have both invincibility and infinite ammo. So as you see, I have only one shot left, but I am still just rapid firing, and I can just walk on the acid lake completely fine. And so we're going to kill the last 2 enemies on the way down. There we go.
Well done, Shadow.
Coming up next is the Doom. We're going to be doing a normal mission again, which is like the first 2. We just go straight to the goal
Now
ring.
let's see the
But we're not going to be using Chaos Control Glitch, and we're not even going to be killing enemies either. So instead of killing enemies, because there aren't any aliens in the stage, we're going to be putting out fires, because that's a very heroic act to do. It does fill up your hero meter. And that will help us get Chaos Control. And as well, we're going to be doing a sequence break in the level. This level has a very maze-like design. So paths kind of go in on themselves and stuff. And you can go backwards if you hit a switch on a door. It just lets you go backwards in the level. But you're not supposed to hit the switch from the other side. But we're going to be using the satellite laser, one of the special weapons, in order to hit it from the other side. This is the only use of the satellite laser in any run of any level of the game. But it happens to be useful here.
You know what I must do. Finish them all.
It's a pretty useless weapon otherwise, but it helps with hitting that switch. So now we're really far in the level, just if we pass through that wall. And there we go. Just gonna Chaos Control all the way to the end.
Those vile souls
And there we go.
are still defiling our precious home.
Up next is Heavy Dog, which is a really tricky boss fight. At the very beginning, I could easily take damage, and it loses a lot of time, and if I do, and I have no idea how to prevent it. So it's gonna rely a lot on luck. So, but basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start hitting him a lot while he's standing still to get him to drop one of his guns, his missile launchers, and then I'm gonna use that missile launcher to get more missile launchers out of him and just make him do a lot of damage to him and kill him. Yeah, and this boss is really tricky. It's mainly the first part. The rest of the boss is really weird too. It's very random. Damn it. It's faster just to restart the boss fight than to do it because it's really hard to hit him once he starts moving. Because he always runs away from you. Damn it. Okay, I think I've hit him enough. I'll try to finish him off. There we go. Got him to drop one. That's what happened. But it's a lot harder to do once he starts moving. Because he always moves away from you.
Mantis platoon heavy dog to HQ. Come in. Requesting emergency assistance in eliminating targets.
Otherwise, this boss is pretty easy once you get him. Drop one of his things.
You may be able to use them.
Kind of tricky. It took a lot of time trying to pick up the weapon because I wasn't keeping as much track of my ammo as I should have. Oh, well, there he's down. This could have gone a lot better, but it's still good. Yeah, this music is actually a remix of the gun bosses from SA2. Anyway, so coming up next is Airfleet. We're going to be doing the dark mission for Airfleet. Now, we're not going to have to, like, find a certain number of things or kill a certain number of enemies. All we have to do is destroy the President's escape pod. And to do that, we're going to be using the Shadow Rifle. It is the most powerful weapon in the game. It one-shots every enemy, and it takes 25 shots to take down the escape pod with the Shadow Rifle. Now, a single Shadow Box, though, only has 20 ammo of the Shadow Rifle. So we're going to be doing a little something different in order to get 2 different Shadow Boxes. So first, we're going to be going through the key door in the level. Every level has a key door and 5 keys, and when you get all the keys, the key door will remain open every other time you do the level.
Shadow!
And usually it has stuff like weapons or shortcuts or like a vehicle. This stage, all it is an alternate path. But in that, what's important is that in that alternate path, there is a shadow box. Now there's an electrified rail here, but we don't care. We're just going through it anyway. Let's take damage. And next we're going to be doing another spin dash high jump off a checkpoint as the slope. So we're going to be using the slope there in the checkpoint. This is really hard, a lot harder than the one that go up the canyon. I'm jumping way too early. This is going to be really tricky. There we go, got it. I'm up here, I take the shadow box. And then we just keep going forward, and then we're going to destroy the escape pod. Now, one thing you'll notice is I'm not just going to be rapid firing at the ship, I'm going to be firing in a rhythm. Because every time you shoot it, it has a brief invincibility period. I don't know why they programmed it that way, because most people would play casually would think, oh, I would just need to fire as fast as possible, but no. You have to fire in a rhythm in order to do it the most efficiently. There we go, it's down. That animation means down. It takes a few seconds to actually go down though. See? Anyway, so up next is Gun Fortress. This is the last level in the run. We're going to be doing the hero mission. Yeah, I know it's called Pure Dark. We just heroes is fastest. A fact not many know about this. Most people think the neutral route through this game is the fastest, but no, this route we do here, where we go up to Gun Fortress and then do the hero mission, is the fastest route through the game. So, and this is just, and the hero mission is just get to the goal ring. So again, we're going to be using Chaos Control Glitch. Again, we're going to be using the Healing Cannon and the Egg Vacuum. One other thing I haven't explained yet that I've been doing in a lot of stages is I do a thing called animation cancels. So whenever you pick up a gun, if you just pick it up normally, Shadow stops what he's doing and does a little animation to pick up the gun. But if we either have enough speed or jump into it in a certain way, like that, we completely skip that animation and we just automatically pick it up. And it's really helpful to save a lot of time. More so because it keeps all your speed preserved than the fact that it cancels your animation. Like, keeping your momentum up is really good, really helpful. Oh, I missed one of the enemies. There we go. This part is some very precise movement. It's really hard to get all of the stuff here and not hit any of the obstacles. Luckily, the Egg Vacuum just sucks up everything in its path, which makes it really helpful.
This is the last stronghold.
Up here, get our last enemy. Chaos Control up, we're gonna get the cannon and stop after this Rouge cutscene.
Aliens have broken their way through. They've got to be after the
There we go.
ammo that's warehoused in the submarine.
This is the last season game, so, in the last stage. And this will bring us right to the goal line. So, up next is Black Doom, who's the final boss. he is kind of weird in what he does because you can't hit him until like right after he uses an attack. And he has 3 attacks he can use: Meteors, Fire, and Swift Strike. We want him to use Fire and Swift Strike because then we can hit him in the middle of his attack animation, which allows us to get many more hits on him than they want us to. However, he gets Meteors, we can only hit him 6 times, and so getting Meteors is and also the animation's really slow too. So it's overall, we don't want to get Meteors. If he gets Fire, then Swift Strike, and he goes in perfect positions, then I can get him in 2 cycles. But more likely, I'll get him 3 cycles. Because again, I have to get both those moves, and he has to go in the right position. Because you have to get 2 different gun pickups in order to have enough ammo to kill him. So we're gonna have to run from one corner of the stage to the other, and depending the amount of time he takes to spawn between his attacks, might not be good depending on his position. That sounded weird, but basically, we want him to be close enough to one side that we can get him easily.
I shall put an end to your foolish
This
attempts.
fight can also go wrong in many ways. I can easily run out of ammo if I get too greedy.
Behind
That's
this
a good
tower
position.
spot.
But he got Meteors. Rip.
Attacking the body won't do any good. There has to
If
be
you hit
a
him
weak
6
spot.
times before he disappears, and use Meteors.
On guard. Strike.
Took damage there. That's actually that's bad because it makes it so I couldn't get as many hits on him as I want. Also might be low on ammo, I'm not sure. Oh good, I got in the halfway point. There we go. Yes, time. Wait, no, not yet. Fuck, never mind, not time. Fuck. Damn it. There we go, time.
You traitor. Do not think that
Sorry, I should have said to get ready on time. Sorry about that. Anyway, so that's Shadow the Hedgehog. You guys enjoyed the run? Times of 16-16 for my split, and that's a pretty good run. My record is 15-24, and yeah, I'm happy that I didn't crash. That alone is pretty great.
Perfect.
Yep. This is pretty fast because there's multiple paths, but like that you're supposed to play, but each path is only 6 stages. So you're supposed to play it multiple times. So it's a lot shorter than other Sonic games to do a single playthrough.
Finally, I've got all the Chaos Emeralds.
Okay, well I timed my time differently. I don't know times in the stream first, but yeah. Anybody for watching? Coming up next is Kirby's Epic Yarn. You guys should totally stick around for that and also donate to St. Jude. A lot of cool incentives like the Kirby Air Ride, Color Bid War. So yeah.
The ultimate life form born to rule all. With the power of these emeralds.
Oh yeah, and this ending, Shadow takes over the universe.
This is who I am.
This is what this ending is. He decides to take over the universe with the emeralds. So yeah, that's Shadow the Hedgehog. And then some death metal music plays. Well, it's not death metal, well, some metal music plays during the credits. Skip through that. So yeah. Thanks for having me.